For justice today in the death of Robert Jakanski, the man who died at the Vancouver Airport last month. But it is still unclear who, if anyone, is to blame. That's just one of the many questions that are difficult to answer, as the CBC's Terry Malewski reports.
Questions about Robert Jakanski's death, the answers are still very few. The RCMP won't talk about it anymore, and the Border Services Agency won't talk either. But why did he die? This cardiologist says either the taser killed him or the officers did.
So the death was presumably caused either by the taser or by the way in which the individual was restrained.
Others agree that Jakanski may have suffocated when the officers piled on top of him, that he was hyperventilating and needed more air. Paul Palango has written 2 books about the RCMP.
That when they get him on the ground, one of the officers appears to put his knee on the back of the neck. When this man is on the ground, and put his full weight on the back of his neck. That's an illegal move by a police officer. No police officer would do that.
Yet another question is why the RCMP initially claimed that Jakanski fought the police. The video suggests that never happened, but this was the Mounties' official story on that day.
The man fell to the ground, yet still continued to be combative and fight. Even after the handcuffs, he continued to fight.
The Mounties also claimed they held Jakanski upright so he could breathe.
No, he is not face down. He is in what we call a recovery position, which is a similar position that we use in first aid situations so that a person does not choke on their own vomit or their own blood or those kinds of cases. You keep an unrestricted airway.
That, too, is contradicted by the video. Alan Edwards, who helped train the Vancouver Mounties in public relations, says they've damaged their own credibility.
I'm going to say it's misinformation. I'll be charitable here. It's misinformation. But I think the problem is that as soon as you realize you've put out misinformation or wrong information, you need to correct that. And they haven't done a good job of that.
Tonight, the Polish Foreign Ministry is calling Jakanski's death, quote, brutal and unjustified, and is demanding a prosecution. In addition, a retired senior Mountie who spoke to CBC not for attribution said the officers involved, quote, did everything wrong. He said the use of force was not just unjustified, but also illegal, because he said Jakanski never resisted arrest since he was never under arrest. Terry Malewski, CBC News, Vancouver.